up, lovely gang? It's your girl Lovely, and we back with another video. That just messed that whole thing up. Let me put y'all on the charger real quick. What's up, lovely gang? Can't be doing that too much here. This your girl Lovely, and we back with another video. I know y'all been wondering where your girl been at, and let me tell you, your girl been busy. Your girl has been booked and busy.
I'm over here very booked and busy.
Excuse the hair, I know it's kind of frizzy. It is hot outside. It has been hot outside for the last couple of days in Cleveland, and your girl has not did anything to her hair. Technically, I'm in between hairstyles right now. We're not going to get into that too much, but y'all, I can get hair now. Like, besides a wig, I can wear braids. I could probably get a sew-in. I mean, if somebody add the hair to my braids, I could probably get a sew-in. But I ain't tried to check. But I might be able to get a sew-in. But I can get the jumbo cornrows. I done had the skinny cornrows. Like, your girl been out here doing some stuff with her hair. You feel me? But I haven't been keeping y'all in touch in what's been going on in your girl's life. Now, I know you guys see the name of this video, whatever. And before you say something with my nails, lyric did my nails, so gotta wear them, got to see it through, my boy. You feel me? So, I mean, I might tell her to redo them again, because look at these. She tried. She did my toes too, but we gotta redo those. But anywho, let me give y'all a little recap of what's going on with me first before I get into this video, because y'all know I'm about to review this Sex Lives. That's what it's called, Sex Lives on Netflix. That thing right there, I've been watching that thing at work. It's kind of I know before y'all even start, that's not a work appropriate show. Yes, I know, but I kept watching it on TikTok. I kept seeing this thing come across TikTok, and they kept saying, y'all gotta catch your reactions at 1950 of, was it the first episode or the third? It was rather the first episode or the third. I'm really thinking it was the first episode, because the way they opened up on that first episode was wild. But anywho, while I'm sitting here running my mouth, let me give y'all a little recap on what your girl been up to or whatever. So, I think the last thing that y'all heard of, because it's been almost a month since my last video. I know I said I was going to try to do the weekly thing, but it's still not working with me right now. Maybe when I get myself into like a first shift job, I might be able to do weekly, because my nights consist of me being at work. And technically, in the setting that we at, we're not really supposed to be on technology at all, for real. So, I don't get a chance to really record nothing. So, TV show that I've been watching on Netflix, it was a total of 8 episodes. The episode ranged around 20 to 45 minutes an episode. So they were pretty long episodes. They really seemed like it was almost like a movie. Like, every episode was connected. I actually like that, because you know they have a lot of TV shows that one episode don't have nothing to do with what's going on with the previous episode, and it loses you a lot. But this show right here, it was cut real short, and I like the way they left it off. They left it off like it's gonna be another season, and myself, I'm happy, and I want another season to be coming on, because let me tell you, that shit was spicy. That shit was spicy. And I would say it was spicy because basically the whole show, in my eyes, summed up, is about a woman who got married, who was used to a certain wild life, and she married somebody who was safe, who was really safe. She didn't marry somebody that was in her comfort zone, basically. She married somebody that was out of her comfort zone, and he was safe. Like he's a normal Chad. We gonna call him a normal Chad, basically, because he had the money. He set them up to be like a nice little family. They had 2 little kids or whatever. And, you know, they went through, what the problem that they was going through was normal marital problems or whatever. I mean, I can't say it's normal because, I mean, I'm not married. But how they portrayed it is like normal marriage problems, for real. But her main issue was that she wasn't getting the Disney that she really wanted. She wanted this man to do so many things to her that she had in her past that she couldn't get away from her past. Like, the ex that she was with haunted her so badly, and when the fact that the ex popped back up in her life and she was basically still in love with this dude, like, you was still in love with this dude and went and married another man, had this man 2 kids, and now you fantasizing about your ex. Now, I know that sounds wild. And that's what really had me like tripping about this show, because that woman said she basically has the most perfect life that anybody could ask for. She has a loving husband. She had a nice job. She was a professor, a psychology professor. She had a nice job. She got 2 loving kids. She was being a housewife for a minute because she had just had their last kid or whatever. So she was being in that, I don't want to say the postpartum part of her postpartum part of her motherhood or whatever, but she was at that, I want to say she was having a midlife crisis in a way, because she was missing her old self and she felt out of tune and out of whack with her old self. She felt like she was becoming somebody that she was not. And a lot of females actually go through this, but they go through that while they just with boyfriends and stuff. Like, she was going through some midlife crisis things, and she already 2 kids down, married and everything. Like, they had already been together, if I'm not mistaken, as I watched the TV show, they were been together for at least, well, married for at least 5 years, maybe 6, because they had 2 little kids. One of them was like in kindergarten or preschool, and the other one was just born or whatever. So I want to say they was probably married to each other for about like 5-6 years or whatever. So they was running into the normal stuff that you run into when a new married couple, when you basically get into a routine and you start getting bored with what's going on or whatever. And like I said before, from what I've heard, it's a lot of females who go through that when they get married, and the main key is to spice it up. So she was basically in the show or whatever, the girl was basically reliving all of the adventures her and her ex was having, and that's what brought up all types of feelings. Because if you think about it, as I watched the show, she never fully got closure from what happened between her and her ex, because they don't even explain what's going on. They don't even explain what's going on between her and her ex, or how they ended, until the end of the season. And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, it's a spoiler alert. If you ain't seen the show, okay, so I'm not gonna try to spoil too much of this for y'all, but if y'all ain't seen the show or whatever, y'all need to get up on it, because through this whole video, what I'm doing, I'm skipping around. So if y'all want to go watch this and then come back, I completely understand. But if you already watched this, you know where I'm coming from. Okay, so the first, let me go, I'm gonna just like do this like almost like episode by episode, because it was like so much stuff that was packed in every episode that it's kind of hard to pinpoint where you want to start off and where you want to end at. So we're gonna just start off episode by episode, and by the end of this, I hope y'all like it. Well, I hope y'all want to watch this, because this is juicy. When I mean juicy, it is juicy. Okay, so first episode coming in, you see her basically living her best life. She's partying, she's dancing or whatever. You see the crowd, you hear the loud music, you see the colors and stuff. You can tell she was living her best life, and it all was a flashback. And she was having this flashback of basically one of the times that she was with her ex, and they ended up having sex in the club. And you'll see as this progresses along, a lot of the times when she's flashbacking between her ex and the present, she's flashbacking between this because she's breastfeeding, and it's making her think about sexual things. I don't know. I done had a kid. I breastfed her for like a year and a half. Don't get me wrong. But I've never got off from breastfeeding my child. That is completely weird. And that's how the first scene is. That lady is breastfeeding her child, and she's reminiscing her ex sucking on her titties. Where does that happen? Where do they do that at, man? Like, come on now. That was wild, and I know for a fact that turned a whole lot of people off just by the beginning of that show, because that was wild. Who is just out here doing shit like that? Please tell me who's just doing stuff like that. But anywho, so we get past that part. You see a little preview of her life. You see how it's kind of boring because she's a house mom now, because the baby that they have is not in daycare or anything. Just the oldest is going to like pre-K. So she's basically being a house mom right now, and she's adjusting to being a house mom. Now, later on in the show, you see that they have a nanny, but they barely use the nanny. Like that nanny probably had one of the, like, she could have been an extra, to be honest, because they barely even gave the lady a name. I think her name was like Tracy or something. I think her name was Tracy or Trinity or something with a T. But she barely get any screen time at all. Like, if I had her role, I probably would be kind of mad, because you not being seen for real. Like, the only time somebody see you for real, you slicing up some carrots or something. Like, you don't really have too much of a main role. You had probably 4 lines out of the whole TV show. Okay, so let's talk about the husband. Now, I call the husband like a plain old Chad, because he's the typical white boy that you would see in a lot of movies. Typical white boy than a grown up. He went to high school, got his high school diploma, went to college, got his college degree, is in a nice big business or whatever, where he's selling things and, making money. He's the breadwinner of the family or whatever. He's doing what he needs to be done. The only thing that he's not hitting the right points is when it's time to have sex, when it's time to go in the room. That's her whole issue, because she feels like she basically has 85, like how she said, this is I think one of the lines in there, she has 85% of what she wants, but that other 15% she doesn't have. Does that even add up? Hold on, 85, 15, that's like 110. No. Anywho, this is not math class. But anywho, the 15% that she really wants out of this man is just for this man to give her the best dangling of her life. And basically what she's writing in her journals is all of the rendezvous that her and her ex had. All the different places they had sex, and all the different places and times that they had it, and how spontaneous it was, how it was out of the blue, how they just went and did it because they could. I think she was just missing the risk, to be honest, because who want to be doing all that in public on a normal basis? I'm sorry, but like,
I don't know.
but anywho, let's stop talking about that. So, as we go further into the TV show, you see more of the routine that they was in and everything. But let's go into a little bit more of her best friend character. So you can see the best friend. The best friend, she's a black girl. She's single. She has no kids, no boyfriend, not really much responsibilities really, but she has her own spot, and apparently, and she's working. I couldn't really pinpoint what the hell she was doing for a living. I think she was like a club owner, or I don't know, a party presenter, or something along those lines, or whatever. But her and her best friend used to live their best lives. Like, when I mean that these two hoes was close, they were close. They were sharing men close. Like, when you get into that one episode, like, I don't recall what exactly that episode was, but if you get into that one episode as we going along, I think it's probably about 3 or 4. They start telling a little bit more details in between her friend Sasha and her relationship or whatever. Sasha is the best friend name, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm not using no character names because I remembered it. I remember their character names, but I don't remember the husband character name because I really wasn't rooting for the husband, to be honest. I was rooting for the ex. And if I think rooting for the ex is so fucking toxic. It's so toxic, but I most definitely was rooting for the ex in this because let me tell you that. Okay, we're not gonna get on that. But I was rooting for the ex because their relationship has so much more chemistry. But their relationship in a way was so much more toxic too. But anywho, we talking about the best friends. Okay, so the best friends, their relationship is just, they were really close. They share everything, including men. You see in one of the scenes that they had in the show that they literally shared men. They brought 2 men back to their apartment at the time, and they basically traded men. And then you see Billy, which is the main character, having sex with Sasha's dude that she brought, and you see Sasha having sex with Billy's man that she brought. Now this is way before that Billy got married or anything. They was just wild. Like I said, like, this girl life before she got married and settled down and had kids was so wild. And like, she was writing all this stuff down in her journal, and her husband was reading her journal. Like, her husband did not have no idea for real what type of woman he married until he started reading her journal. This woman kept all her deepest, darkest secrets from this man. And for her to keep so much shit away from him, and him not knowing nothing about her, this woman kept a whole lot away from him. And you can tell by how every time he read another journal entry that she put in there, he was just like, what the hell? Like, you can see the first time he read a journal thing, one of her journal entries, before they have that crazy ass sex, like, he says, who are you? Because he has no idea who the fuck he's married at this point. Because who are you? You write down all of these, and it's not like she's writing about all of her exes. She's writing about one specific ex. And I can understand where he was coming from, because he eventually was trying to change himself to appeal by the wants and needs that she had. But it was making him sick because every time he would go out and do something for her, she would just like, it would just make him think about the journals, and then it'll make him think about, damn, like everything I'm doing to her, somebody else has already done it to her. You feel me? Like, he had no other way but to basically be like, I'm basically living out this shit that her ex was living. I'm her husband. I'm current. I'm present. We supposed to be making new memories, and you still fantasizing about this old man. Like, why? But she was only fantasizing him because she missed the sex. But it wasn't just the sex. She missed the chemistry between them two too. Because as you get further along through the show, you actually see what type of bond her and her ex had. Like, her ex, like, when they first met, you could tell that he liked her because she picked up on things that normal people did not pick up on. And I mean, it could have been the psychology degree. That could have been a strong helping hand of why she picked up on so much, and why she could understand so much more or whatever than what they was going through. But they had some rough times, like, but they also did shit out of the ordinary too. Like, one of the episodes, you see her and her ex, they're flirting with other people, and then like they're flirting with other people and they're looking at each other while they're flirting with other people like it's a game, and then they go outside and then they have sex. Like, I don't know, like, me being me, I don't like sharing, so that would have never happened. That would have never happened. What else? Okay, so getting some more into her and her husband, Billy and her husband, because I don't remember what her husband's name was. I remember what her ex name was. Her ex name was Brad. Brad was fine as hell. I could understand why she was thinking about him. I ain't gonna say her husband wasn't bad looking or whatever, but he was just he plain. She really went really safe with this whole thing. Like, he's plain Jane type thing. So her and her ex basically, let's get into that part. Her and her ex basically broke up because she was pregnant. They moved in together. She ended up having a miscarriage, and that kind of took a toll on their relationship, which is natural because miscarriages is hard, especially for somebody who actually wants a kid or whatever. But they had a miscarriage or whatever, and they were already going through issues or whatever because of him being by himself, him not really jigging with his parents, and him and his little anger issues. That was one thing that I wasn't messing with. I mean, you don't have to be honest, I could be with you when you don't jig with your parents. You feel me? I could be with you perfectly fine. But you got anger issues on top of that because of the fact that you don't jig with your parents. You feel me? That's what I can't deal with. And I can see one thing that they used to argue about is her psychologizing what's wrong with him, because don't nobody always want to be somebody's project. You feel me? He probably felt at one point that she was using him or treating him as a charity case, and that wasn't even a thing. She just really cared for this man, and he cared for her, but he in a way felt like she was trying to make him his own little charity case too, and he wasn't jigging with that. And I can understand him, man, because I wouldn't want to jig with that either. You're not gonna sit here and treat me like I'm one of your clients. I'm not one of your clients. I'm your man. Well, I'm your woman. You feel me? So they had the miscarriage, and they took a trip to go see see her parents or her family or whatever, because somebody in her family was getting married, and this was around the time of the miscarriage, and they was drinking or whatever. He was drinking way more than her. He was drinking, he got drunk, and he almost hooked up with the bartender that was serving at the wedding or whatever. She found out. It was a whole little dramatic scene, and that's where they basically broke up at. Well, I mean, they didn't break up after that. They made up after that, which my thing was kind of wrong, because even the reason of him saying that he think that they didn't have a baby, that they had a miscarriage because he didn't deserve to be a father, that was sad. Don't get me wrong, but that's still fucked up. That the first thing you do is turn to liquor and other women when me and you was having issues or whatever. That's wrong. I don't care how much you try to make that seem like it's right. It's wrong. But she got back with him then. And they got home a couple months later, and he was just sitting there. He had all her shit packed up. All of her stuff packed up. I'm saying all her clothes, her bags, her toiletries, everything packed up. He put all that shit in a plastic bag, 2 duffel bags. It was a lot of, like, some garbage bags. Like, he packed all her shit up and threw all her shit in the elevator and told her to get the hell out. I said, what? After she done dealt with all your shit over those last couple of years that y'all been together, that's how you gonna kick her? That's how y'all gonna end this relationship? You kick her out? You kick her out when she asked you to make sure that you was sure that y'all wanted to move y'all wanted to move together, y'all wanted to be there together, y'all wanted to do this, that, and the third, and raise y'all kids and everything together. You gonna kick her out like that? Right then, when I seen that part of the show, I didn't like Brad. I didn't like him. And I could see why she had chose her husband to be her husband, because he was real safe, and he would never have did no shit like that. But as they got more and more into what they were doing or whatever, and I can see why she was so iffy on letting Brad back into her life, because of the way that he just tossed her to the curb. It was just something crazy. Like, I would, if somebody was to ever like do that to me, I would never, when I mean never, I would never talk to them ever again. They would be on the shit list for the rest of their lives. For the rest of their lives. And when I mean the rest, I mean you could kick rocks with open-toed sandals on. Like, I would not give 2 fucks if you probably got hit by a car or something, because that shit was crazy. But anywho, so throughout the show or whatever, her husband was trying to appease her or whatever, and it basically was tearing him apart on the inside. He was trying to do these adventures and these random rendezvous and have sex with her, and spontaneously, like how her ex and her would have. Like, he was literally going play by play from out of her journal, which at first it looked like he was having fun with, because the man was jacking off to her journal. You can see that he was having fun reading her journal, but when he looked back and seen that he was basically doing everything that he was doing, it made him sick to his stomach, and he wasn't fucking with it. So they was having a little rough time or whatever. So she asking her little girlfriends or whatever, and this is what I don't understand. These little housewives is some nasty, freaky little chicks, man. She asked her little girlfriends, like, how do you think that I should fix it? Like, how do you think that my marriage will fix itself, or this, that, and the third? And the girl, I don't know what this girl name, but this blonde haired girl, I'm gonna put her picture right here. That blonde haired girl, she's nasty. She is nasty. What I mean nasty, I mean nasty. That lady and her husband took her to, her name is Trinity. That's her name. That's that blonde chick name. Her ass name is Trinity. They took them to a swingers party. They took them to a swingers party. Do you hear me? A swingers party. And when I mean swingers party, I don't mean they sitting on swings, kumbaya, and all this. A swingers party is couples who like to have sex with each other. They like to have sex with each other. They like to have sex with other people watching. They like to trade each other wives and husbands, and their wives and husbands watch them mess with somebody else. Or girl, I mean, because it's not just girls who's watching me. Y'all, like, that shit was crazy. I was sitting here watching this shit, like, I could not take my eyes off of this TV, because I'm just sitting here like, how much is Netflix paying y'all? This is a lot of nudity. Like, this shit looked like it was, at this point, when they hit that swingers party, it was no more what's it called? It was no more regular Netflix shit. That shit turned into a porno. Like, I thought I was watching Pornhub or something. Like, it was people fucking on the couch. They was on the ottomans, on the tables. They was on people countertops in the kitchen. They was walking around by the food and shit, butt ass naked. Nothing but titties swinging. Like, they didn't show no danglings for real. I mean, they showed one dangling out the show, but they only showed the ex dangling. And that man was working with a schlong. But we're not gonna get on that. But that sex party was wild. And when Trinity was trying to tell Billy, like, to calm down and just let the shit happen, Trinity got down on her knees and sucked Billy's husband off. When I seen that, I said, and when he told her to do it, y'all don't know. I was like, are you for real? And then, bitch, Billy is so stupid. She's so stupid. She's so sensitive, because you knew what type of party you came to. Y'all was getting ready to have sex, and while y'all was watching some other people have sex, and you got nervous because all the other people started to crowd around you and watch. But you knew what type of party you came into. Y'all was over there sitting there watching all them other people. They was trying to get their little watch in too. So at that point, you should have just gone ahead and did the shit then. At that point. But she said she wasn't doing it. She felt uncomfortable doing it. So he was already in the mood. He told Trinity, go ahead and do that shit. And what's it called? The way he was looking like Trinity was doing that shit better than you was, Billy. That was some crazy shit, man. And then Trinity's husband tried to get on Billy, and Billy wasn't for it. And then Billy's husband had beat up Trinity's husband, and it was all bad from there. Cause then the next day, coming from that party, Billy's husband, boss, was trying to hit on Billy's husband. She done gave him. I remember everybody's name except for Billy's husband's name, because the boss name is Francesca. So Francesca gave Billy's husband a key to her apartment, saying that's a safe space. But really, Francesca was trying to fuck Billy's husband. Francesca was trying to fuck Billy's husband. That's exactly what the hell was trying to happen. And she ain't slick. She not slick. Her little ching chong self was trying to love me long time his ass. Like, he was just falling for it. He was falling for it. He took the key from her when she offered it. He said, well, shit, if she cheating, I might as well cheat too. But she never really even cheated though. She was just fantasizing and reminiscing and stuff. I mean, but in a way, I guess that is cheating too, because it's your ex and you whole ass married. So I mean, potato. I guess that's cheating too. I mean, you dreaming about somebody that ain't yours. But anywho, like, what really tripped me out was the ending of this show. I watched the last episode of this show today, and this thing tripped me out so bad, because Brad basically finally got the nerve. Because if you watch the actual whole show, you see that Brad was going to eventually propose to Billy before they had the miscarriage. He had the ring and everything. And Brad was so stuck on Billy that he kept the ring. And when he found her and made more contact with her, was trying to win her back, he brought the ring back in the picture. And Billy seen they whole lives together. She seen they have another kid. She seen them get married. She seen them living a whole happy life together if she would have left her husband. And she didn't leave her husband for Brad. She didn't leave her husband for Brad. But her husband, it was already one foot out the door. Like, that man was about to leave her ass. At that point, you already did the damage. So it's leave before you get leave, to be honest. That sounds real toxic. Let me not do that. But in all actuality, like, that's what it ended up being for real. But they tried to fix it. You see in like the last episode, like they try to fix it out. They try to fix it up for real, and Billy just couldn't let go. Like the last episode, you see her running to Brad's loft that he has, and she says the last words that she said to him before the TV show ends is, "I'm not leaving my husband, so don't think anything is changing. Now, F me." And I was like, what? After all this, you just told this man that you would not leave your husband for him. You would not get married to him. You just about as toxic as this nigga is. I'm sitting here like, how? And he's sitting there smiling. He was smiling when she said that because he knew that he still had his claws in her. I'm just like, You ain't worth nothing, Billy. You ain't worth nothing, Billy. Because Brad just sat here and confessed his whole life and how much he is in love with you and everything to you, and he willing to take care of your kids. He willing to give you another kid if you want it. He willing to take care of your kids, provide for your everything, give you the whole life that you ever wanted. When y'all was supposed to do this together the first time, he changed, and you told this man no, but you still went back for the dick. Billy, you a hoe. I'm sorry, Billy, but Billy, you a hoe. You is a hoe. You just wanted that man to slut you out again. That's all you wanted. You are a hoe, Billy. You are a hoe. That shit is crazy. But yeah, so I pretty much summed it up, but it's a lot of stuff in there that I did not mention. Oh, especially like how the best friend Sasha and Brad they fucked. Well, can't say fuck. Sasha and Brad had sex. They had sex, and Brad FaceTime Billy when Brad and Sasha had sex, and her Billy little nasty self was sitting there watching and was dangling her little thing down there while they was doing it. I said, girl, you is nasty. A little nasty, freaky little thing. Maybe she should have just watched porn, you know? I don't know. Cause her husband was busting real quick too, so but technically you was hitting that before y'all got married. So at that point you already should have knew that what you was gonna be marrying. So I kinda don't even feel sorry for her because she set herself up. But yeah, so that's the video. Make sure. Oh, that was a whole lot that I just went through, bro. That's a whole lot. I can't wait till another season come out because I need to see what's gonna happen between them on some real stuff right there. I gotta see what's gonna happen because like that new season just need to hurry up and come out. so I could go ahead and go through this shit again. Cause that was something else. Like, I don't know. That was some interesting stuff. If you seen this TV show, if you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment down below. If you haven't seen it and you gonna watch it, let me know how y'all like it after y'all watched it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl channel. I thank all my lovely gang for staying and watching, even though I haven't been posting anything as of lately. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out, supporting my little business that I've been doing, trying to get my business and stuff set up. Yeah, I just love and appreciate you guys, you know, I just love and appreciate you guys. Cause y'all the real MVPs. The real MVPs, you feel me? Real MVPs. But alright, y'all. It was nice doing this little video. It's nice seeing y'all again. I'll be back with another one. You feel me?